So chemical doesn't necessarily mean harm,
No.
and natural doesn't necessarily mean no harm.
Especially if you're smiling, just give a...
So do you know I can manipulate all this with just Botox? Of course I know. People think they can end up using a 10-step Korean skincare and then it'll go and
I wish.
Welcome to Skin Science. I'm Dr. Rashmi Shetty. On Skin Science, we will dive deep into the world of beauty to uncover the science beneath the surface. We'll explore the connections between beauty and everything associated with it. We'll get you the insights from experts in the field of medical, wellness, and everything beautiful. So join us as we go beyond the basics and reveal the true skin science. This episode, I have a very close friend of mine, Namrata. When you go to doctors and they say, oh, this is hereditary, it'll take us a lot of sittings to do your, get to where you want to get with your skin, or there is this big day and suddenly something pops up. It's not the dermatologist who saves you. Who saves you is a magician like Namrata Soni. Now, Namrata Soni is not just an expert makeup artist. She was the first one to actually bring about a no makeup look, isn't it?
Yes.
And then she also has a range of products, which is amazing, and therefore a makeup artist who also knows the ingredients and the science of makeup. Therefore, we bring you the best.
Thank you for having me here. I'm so excited to be here for your podcast.
Welcome, welcome. So first thing I want to ask you is, wherever you go, most people end up saying, oh, makeup mat use karo, bahut kharab hai skin ke liye. Makeup, oh my God, you know what? You see those Instagram videos which says, this much is absorbed into the skin and over the years it becomes cancerous and this is what happens inside. And I, as a derm, keep telling my patients there are 3 things they need to look for.
Yeah.
1 is a fabulous makeup. 2 is to understand how you actually apply them. So the applicator sometimes is a bigger culprit than the makeup. 3 is make sure you really remove it very well.
Yes.
So the first one, I want to ask you, how do I recognize a good makeup?
It's the ingredients that go into the makeup. I always believe that skincare and makeup infused is the best kind of makeup. When you have beautiful ingredients like hyaluronic acid, and there are tons and tons of them, rosemary oil, there are different things that you can have in your concealers, your foundations, your powders. Today, everything is infused with skincare. And the more skincare there is, the better it is for your skin because you're just protecting your skin over a longer period of time.
But I want to ask you here, what is the ingredient or the chemical which makes a concealer that color, which makes the makeup base that color? So what is that?
Oh my God. So, okay, that's not an ingredient. That's called color theory. Okay, so as an artist, you need to understand what your color theory is. So what are the 3 primary colors? Red, yellow, blue. You mix red, yellow, blue, you get any color in the world. But if you do equal proportions of red, yellow, blue, you get brown. Right? It's the perfect brown. If you do equal 1:1:1 of all 3 colors. Now, to that color, you add your undertones. So you add a little bit of pink, you add a little bit of orange, you add a little bit of white, you add a little bit of black, you add a little bit of all the tones of colors that you need to make your concealers and foundations.
And the correctors as well.
Yes.
Oh, how interesting. To make it opaque, they add the titanium dioxide,
Yes,
right?
they do.
Now, that is what is the SPF. When you look at a makeup and see 15 SPF or a 20 SPF, it's not because they've gone and done some innovative thing. Every makeup is an SPF.
Yes.
Because if it doesn't have these titanium dioxides in it, it does not become opaque at all.
A lot of people don't realize, like when we are doing makeup for them, they'll be like, oh, you know what, please put sunscreen, please put sunscreen. And I'm like, listen, your makeup already has layers on your face, which you have different. Okay, so your concealer has sunscreen, your foundation has sunscreen, your powder has sunscreen, everything has sunscreen. So I said, just imagine the buildup of sunscreen you already have on your skin. I said, so you don't really need to put it. And also, till I think a few years ago, maybe 10 years ago, there wasn't a sunscreen that you could use under makeup without getting that white cast.
Correct. Now
right?
things have been better.
Now there are so many brands available that do oil-free, gel, serum-based, so many different kinds of sunscreens available in cream form, spray form, gel
Yeah.
form. Like it's never
Yeah.
ending.
Yeah.
So today, if you are someone who doesn't like to use too much makeup, go for a sunscreen underneath. But what I love to do is I actually mix my foundation in my sunscreen and I apply it as a BB cream.
Yeah.
It is the best thing to apply on your skin. So I learned from you. Do my skincare regime really, really, like, I'm very particular about it because I don't have makeup on. I only have concealer and concealer. I don't wear foundation.
Been beautiful all your
Because
life.
I just want, for me, your skin is your canvas. So it's of the utmost importance to use products, makeup products with the right ingredients meant for your skin type. So when they say you have oily skin, please use an oil-free foundation, there's a reason why they're saying that. Is because there are certain ingredients in it which will interact and negate with your skin, and it will make it either too oily or you will land up breaking out because it's activating those oil pores on your skin and you just land up looking like a mess and you can't maintain it. And we live in a country where there is too much humidity, too much heat. So you need to, more than makeup, it's your skincare underneath that will make your makeup stay.
So if you have an oily skin person who comes to you for makeup, would you tell them don't apply any moisturizer, just apply makeup?
No way.
Thank you.
Your skin prep is the most important aspect before makeup. So I always tell my clients, don't do a 7-step routine or a 10-step routine. You don't need to. You just need to figure out what your skin type is and get the correct moisturizer for your skin type.
Right.
So you can get, if you have oily skin, I always recommend use water-based or gel-based moisturizers because you do tend to sweat a lot if you have oily skin most of the time.
Yeah.
So when you start using a super heavy moisturizer because you want your skin to look dewy and soft, great. But A, your makeup's not going to last on your skin, and B, you're going to perspire and sweat it all off. So you're going to start looking patchy in some time. So use the correct skincare. So I always say a good eye cream, a good moisturizer, and nowadays all moisturizers I'm sure have sunscreen.
Yeah.
So I don't, if I'm wearing makeup, I don't use a sunscreen separately. But if I'm not wearing makeup, then I will of course use a sunscreen every single day. But so that is, and a lip balm. That's all you need. Now, if you have specific problems on your skin, right? So that means if you have pigmentation or you have rosacea, makeup doesn't always cover it up. So you need certain correctors in your skin prep. So you can use a moisturizer which has a little bit of a mint green color to it, which will take away the redness of your skin.
Are CC creams the same?
Yes, they are. But they don't have those colors. You have to use a specific moisturizer which has that color tone to it. So you get skin preps, you get which are soft lilac, a lovely soft mint green. They're not too much color. You can't see the green or the purple on your skin.
But they cut the red.
It just cuts the redness. It just cuts the yellowness on your skin. And it allows the makeup, you put less and you don't make it look cakey, because when you're trying to cover up issues and you don't color correct, you land up caking up the skin because you're trying to fix that.
So what I see in a lot of youngsters also is specific skin issues. For example, on a brown skin, it can get very patchy, and people think they can end up using a 10-step Korean skincare and then it'll go. And I keep telling them, I know. So I keep telling them, no, there is ethnicity there. There is a lot of other things. There's a particular skin color, but on a brown color with us, you will see a difference in tone. However, there are a lot of medical treatments that we end up doing, right? Creams we end up doing. Sometimes you need some corrections of your nutrition, hormones, all that we do. But at the end of it, when you have something which is as stubborn as that, an ethnic skin as well as hereditary sometimes, you know, it's in the
dark
family.
circles,
some of them have dark circle, perioral pigmentation, which is around the mouth, which you can't take away no matter what skincare or what treatment you do. Sometimes through the skincare also, they are a little apprehensive, right? Today's day when everybody is on a selfie, they're always stressed about it. So what is this one tip if I'm not a makeup artist and if I don't have 3 things that I can use? What can I do to gently cover up and even tone my skin?
Color correction. That is very, very important, especially if you are a deep or dark skin tone, or like a wheatish deep or dark skin tone. You will have, like you said, pigmentation, rosacea, darker lips, dark circles. It's part and parcel of living in our country. There's so much sun. So what you need to first of all do is understand what your undertone is. Everybody has a different undertone. You can be warm, cool, or neutral. If you're a warm undertone, you have a lot of yellow olive in your skin.
Am I
What do you think you are?
yellow undertone?
You're neutral, actually. You have a little bit of red and a little bit of yellow. If you're a cool undertone, you have a lot more redness in your skin, a lot more blue, purplish undertones to your skin. And if you're neutral, you have a mix of both. There are some really interesting ways of figuring out what your undertone is. You can check the veins under your wrist. A lot of people have only green veins, and that makes you warm. If you have a combination of bluish purple and green veins, that makes you neutral. And sometimes it's really funny. That's what I'm saying. Like, people get really confused. So you can have green veins on your wrist, but you can have purple veins under your eyes. So that means it's not really dark circles. It's just that your veins are very strong there, which lands up looking like pigmentation or discoloration. So when you are a cool tone, you need to use colors which have pinks and reds in them to counteract and cut the pigmentation and discoloration. If you're olive skin toned or warm, that means you have a lot of yellow and greens in your skin. You need to use a little bit of peach and yellow to counteract that pigmentation and discoloration. And the beauty is, you get them in so many different formulations today. You get them as a CC cream. You get them as a serum. You get them as a concealer stick. You get them as a color corrector stick. You get them in liquid formulation, cream formulation, you name it and you get it. It's crazy. So you need to figure out what your skin type is. And accordingly, so if I have a spot here, which is so annoying, it just doesn't go. Even if I put a concealer. Now, I need to put a little bit of a color corrector. So a peach color corrector, because I'm neutral. If you see my color, I've got a lot of redness, but I also have a lot of green under my skin. So I need to put like a peach color corrector. So what I like to do is I mix my color corrector with my concealer or foundation, depending on how much coverage I want on my skin.
Which is your favorite peach color corrector?
Oh my God. I love Bobbi Brown. They have some really good ones. Then Huda Beauty has a couple of nice ones. She's come up with a nice liquid color corrector, which is great. Bobbi Brown has a lovely cream color corrector. It gives you 100% coverage, which is great. Then you have Clinique. I mean, every brand today is doing it. Earlier, there were barely any brands. I think it used to literally be only Bobbi Brown that did a color corrector, because she understood the science, because she's a makeup artist. She understood the science behind, you can't just layer the skin with a foundation color and expect it to not go gray or expect it to not look cakey.
White, cakey.
Exactly.
And in fact, it highlights even more.
Exactly. So she came up with these amazing color correctors, which are still some of my favorite ones. And so I always have, because I'm an artist, I have 3 to 4 different colors. I have a light peach, I have a peach, I have a dark peach, I have a bisque. So a peach is orangey yellow. Okay. And a bisque is pinkish red. So the darker you go, so when I'm cool toned, I will use anything which is pinkish red. When I'm warm toned, I will use anything that's orangey and yellow. And if I'm a neutral, I can use either or mix them up and create a color that's my own. One of the best ways of doing it is just get a brick red and a lovely light orange, and you can mix it and create your own color corrector meant for your skin type.
Oh my God. Okay, that's
exactly.
that's
a lot. So that's what I'm saying. So just go to a brand that understands color correction. Like go to a brand like a Bobbi Brown or a MAC, or even Givenchy does some beautiful color correctors. Chanel does some beautiful color correctors, and they've made it very simple. They have a pink, like a light pink, a medium peach, and a dark color. So between these 3 colors, you have to just, something will work for you. Now, if you have dark spots and pigmentation, you need to, what I like to do is I just apply my skincare and I take a little bit, warm it up on my fingers and my hands or a palette, and I just pat it and dab it on the areas where I have discoloration. That instantly will even it out. And then I go in with my foundation and concealer. Sometimes I don't even put a concealer. I just go in directly with foundation, because if your color correction is done well, you don't need a concealer.
Yeah. So the same thing that goes under the eye, can I put in the corner of the mouth?
Yes, concealer. You
Same
can
thing.
put
Same color
under,
corrector here.
yes, the
Same
exact,
color corrector here.
exactly. Yes, yes, yes.
Because these are the two places which are
Yes.
usually
I
a
think a
burning
lot of
point.
people have it on their eyelids.
Yeah.
They have it here.
Yeah.
More in the inner corner than the outer
Outer
corner.
corner.
Some people do have massive discoloration here too.
Yeah.
Then here, shockingly, a lot of the deeper skin tones have it right there.
Cut. So I'm going to quickly ask you a few things to say. You tell me, is it worth the buy or not worth the buy? Or you say, no, spend more on this. This is important.
Yes.
Okay. So here it is. One stick for all. Eye, cheeks, and lip.
Safe. I would not
bother.
I wouldn't.
Okay.
Because the formulations are different. Most of the time when you're doing a stick formulation, it's cream. Now, creams don't work on every skin tone. Okay, if you have oily skin tone and you're using it as an eyeshadow, it's going to go all over. It's going to go into the
cause a
crease
line
lines.
there.
Exactly. It looks terrible. It's great for your cheeks. It could be nice as a tint for your lips, but it's again not going to last. So I would say go in for a better eyeshadow and go in for a better lip stain and keep that just as a.
So this is where you actually spend well and do three different things.
Always.
All right. Skincare infused makeup.
Splurge.
So get a best one that's available.
I think you need to understand, that's where I would come to you for. You know, I would come and ask you, Doc, what do you think? What are the ingredients that I should have in my skincare, especially for makeup?
Yeah. To me, I know there is a fantastic range that even you have, Simply Nam has, which is skincare infused makeup.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean you replace your skincare.
No.
This is you do your skincare according to your skin type. Make sure you prep the canvas. But while you're on a beautiful canvas, you don't want to put rubbish on, right?
No.
That is where you can enhance the journey, continue the journey of skincare while you're adding that color that you need. So to me, it's a beautiful thing, but don't fall for everybody which says skincare with
Exactly.
makeup.
Do some research. I would say definitely do research to find out the brand, because not everybody is kind of truthful about what's in their products. So you need to be very transparent as a brand. Like for me, Simply Nam is a vegan cruelty-free brand. I am not a clean brand. It's impossible in color cosmetics to be a clean brand unless you go the Ayurveda way, or
what's a clean brand?
Which has no chemicals at all in it.
You can't,
it's not
right?
possible. No, it's not possible, especially if you want makeup that's going to last you a longer time. So as long as you are balancing that out with the right ingredients, you should be fine.
So chemical doesn't necessarily mean harm, and natural doesn't necessarily mean no harm.
Exactly. I have used Ayurvedic and organic skincare brands that have, oh my God, ended up getting massive breakouts on my skin. Because it has so much of a certain oil in it that does not resonate with my skin type. And I didn't know any better. So I landed up breaking out and I got like a rash all over my skin and I couldn't figure it out. I came running to you. You know, so it's never this is better or that is better. You need to figure it out. And the best person to ask is your dermat. I come running to you. I'm like, can I use this product? It has this in it. And you'll be like, okay, this is good. This is not. Go on.
Yeah. So it's very important to understand just not the title, but what actually is inside that product. Who is making it? Do they really know what they're making? Which is the company? All that is very important. How much research goes behind it? Who's the expert behind it?
Yes. And read up on reviews. Read up on the actual reviews. I would say social media is great. It gives you a lot of information about the new products that have come out. And like you said, skincare infused makeup or multi-purpose sticks and all of that. But you don't know who to believe because there's so much content out there. So follow a few people whose opinions you trust and either reach out to them and ask them what their opinion is, or actually take your product to your dermat, like go to your skin doctor and ask them to check it for you.
And therefore, this podcast, bringing you the best to kind of completely shred it down to the actual science of everything.
Yes.
Now, the next thing that I want to ask you is, there are times I wake up in the morning, stand in front and want to get ready. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so depressed looking at my face. Then I walk out in another light. I'm like, I'm not too bad. I'm looking very nice. So I want to ask you, it's literally like a good hair day, right? A good skin day. You look good, you're happy, your performance changes, your interaction with people changes, your confidence just changes. You're a happier person in your head. So many a times, yes, it is skin. Yes, it is your makeup, but it's light.
Oh God, yes.
So please give me a little gyan on what kind of light should I have at my home on my mirror or near my vanity.
daylight, not
is it?
yellow light, makes everything look beautiful.
Isn't that a good
Yes,
thing?
of course it is, but
Yeah.
you're not going to know what to cover up.
Ah.
It's going to just make everything look flawless, and you're not going to know that you have a spot that's got a little bit, it needs a little bit more concealer on it or a little bit more color corrector on it. Everything looks amazing. So you do your makeup in this beautiful yellow light and you come out and you're like, oh my God,
Whatever.
okay. So have a mix of yellow and white.
Yeah.
So like have like beautiful bulbs, or have like, you get these mirrors with like a self backlit.
Ah.
Those are beautiful. You get different lights on them. You get daylight, white light, yellow light. You get a mix. It's amazing. So just get those little mirrors and just get ready in front of it. So you can even sit on your bed with that mirror in front of you and you can get ready. If you don't want to get ready in the heat in the bathroom, because we don't have ACs in our bathroom over here. And
I do.
Well, I
Yeah.
don't. So it could be, it gets very hot. And
Yeah.
if you have done a full skin prep, like a full, skincare regime,
Yes.
and then
It
you
gets
start
sweaty.
applying makeup, oh my God, you can
By
start.
then you get sweaty.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
true.
daylight is your light to go. What you see in daylight in the bathroom getting ready or wherever you're getting ready, when you come out, you will still find yourself looking quite pretty.
What is the makeup product that you see young adults using and say, oh my God, no, not at all. It is aging your skin. In fact, making you look older. Do not touch it.
Your skin, like all over, I would say,
Is it an overcaked makeup which makes it
I
crack?
think definitely an overcaked makeup. And I think for me, honestly, this is a question I'm going to put back at you. I think it's a skincare underneath it.
Yeah.
I think people are using the wrong formulation for their skin type. So you would be the right person to ask. So like say I'm 40 plus. What is what is better for my skin? Should I use a liquid or a cream?
So I think more than the age, how I look at skin is what is your skin? Like you said, it's the tone, right?
Yes.
So here it's the type.
Yes.
So if you are an oily skin, you usually come with an open pore.
Yes.
You usually come with a slightly darker, patchy skin.
Yeah.
You usually come with a sweaty skin, perspiring skin. So then you go for very light, lotion-like, serum-like, essence-like products. You may do a couple of layers of essence if you think your skin needs it, but it's still that essence.
Yes.
So you're looking at more liquid. You can even use splits, what do you call them? The mists.
Mists,
You
yeah.
could simply use that. And there are a lot of skincare infused into mists as well.
Yes.
So that could be your skin prep for the canvas. While if you have a combination skin, which can be very tricky, then you do it patchy. So you do usually this is oily and this is dry. The T zone is oily and the C zone or whatever, the O zone outside is what is dry. So you then use your lotions and your serums and the essence here and you use the creams there. But if you say, no, but I don't want to have so many skincare, I'll just have a cream, then in that case, use your cream here and what's left in your hand, just feather it inwards. So you're not putting too much of the cream in the center of the face. Exactly. That's something that you can do. You can even tissue dab it out just before your makeup.
Exactly.
That's another thing that you can do. If you're a very dry skin, which is usually a mature skin with fine lines, sometimes an over-treated, over-processed skin because of wrong products that people are using now, even while they're young, these kind of skin tends to crack a lot when you put the makeup on or look like it's flaking. So to get that canvas, the dewy, hydrated skin that you need, layers and layers and layers. So you can start off with an essence, put a serum, put a moisturizer on top of it, and use more moisturizer because you see your skin has just absorbed the moisturizer. So put a second layer. Don't put this much of a moisturizer. Be liberal with your moisturizer.
Be generous.
Be generous with your moisturizer.
But that's what I'm saying. So like for me, I think the biggest issue I see with most people, like you said, people who have age on their side or mature skin is, or most people out there, they're using the wrong skincare and the wrong makeup.
Yeah.
So if you are using water-based skincare, you need to use water-based foundations.
There.
If you're using silicone-based skincare, you need to use silicone-based concealers and
Otherwise,
foundations.
one more thing that happens
It
is
separates and cracks.
it's called some
Pellets.
pelling, whatever. So that
Exactly.
just looks like as if your dirty skin is coming out. But it is not that. It's two different
and it
mediums.
separates. It separates.
Yes.
Like your concealer has separated. It's cracked. So you really need to know that, okay, so do your research. It's very simple. You will look at the back of a product and you will know whether it's got any silicone in it, whether it's water-based, and you can accordingly choose the right skin prep for the right makeup. So if you've done the right skin prep, your makeup is going to look amazing. But in India, especially in the hotter cities, please use a loose powder to set your makeup because it's too hot. We can't put concealer like how we do when we are in London and just walk out and our skin looks amazing. Beautiful.
Yeah.
You need to do a little bit of color, whether it's concealing, whether it's foundation, and just lightly tap with the powder puff. Lightly tap and fix it with powder so that your makeup lasts all day.
What is that powder?
You can use a loose, colorless powder.
Which could be talcum powder?
No, not talcum powder.
Hmm.
You get specific powders which set your makeup. Okay, so they're finishing powders.
Okay.
You get them in a pressed format and you get them in a loose powder format. And today, all these powders are amazing because they have blurring effects. So for people who have like large pores on their skin, those powders are amazing because you literally have good skin and you have large pores. You put that powder and your pores disappear.
Wow.
So there are like amazing powders that have come out. So just remember, either use it with a big powder brush or with a puff.
But I feel sometimes when you make it very powdery, doesn't it look dry and cracks and look aged?
No.
That dewy look doesn't go away with powder?
No, it depends on what powder you're using.
So if you're have the oily, dewy, hydrated look with the powder on?
Because you have to put the powder where it's needed. Under your eyes, around your mouth area, and your nose.
Basically,
that's
where
the
you sweat?
oily. Yes,
Oily?
the oily T-zone. Okay, now most of the time, we don't go and keep doing this. But we're doing this.
Yeah.
We're doing this.
Yeah.
We're doing this. So this is the space where it's like a inverted V, like an inverted triangle.
Yeah.
That's where you need a powder. And the rest of it, I just lightly tap with my powder brush.
What is left?
And what is left, and the beauty is that you have amazing products like highlighters and serums, which you can get your dewiness back if you want.
On top of the powder. Oh, so you use a highlighter and a serum on top of the powder to get that shine and the dewiness back.
Yes.
That's
and
very
when you're using
interesting.
different formulations, like today you've used a cream cream blush.
Yeah.
That's dewy. So it instantly brings that dewiness back on the right parts of your face. You shouldn't be dewy on your chin area.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be dewy over here.
It just
Right?
make it
Or
bigger.
here.
Yeah.
It just makes you look oily. You need to be dewy here. You know, you need to be dewy like
Where the natural oils are there.
Exactly. So that you can bring back by using the right products in the right places.
Fantastic. I always see you while you prep your brides and while you prep your movie stars, you're using so many things on them.
I'm actually not using a lot. I start with a rose water spray. I love rose water, but again, rose water doesn't suit everybody. A lot of people get their eyes start watering and it starts bothering them. So I just use like a mist. Sometimes I love just the Evian water spray.
Yeah.
So I just put that. I take it. I just dab the skin off with a tissue paper or like a soft malmal cloth, and then I start with the skin prep. So I use a good moisturizer, so a light moisturizer for people who have oily or combination skin, and a thick moisturizer for someone who has dry skin, and I massage the face with it. If, say, for example, you're sitting on my chair and it's a 5 a.m. call time, that means you're going to be swollen, however beautiful you may be. So I use rose gold oil or just some beautiful oil, like an essential oil, which I massage the skin with, and I do something called cupping. So I cup the skin, I remove as much
with your
swelling. Hands and the cups, actually, the plastic cups. I love those. They're amazing for like removing the under eye swelling and just, around the jawline area. So I do a 15 to 20 minute massage on the skin.
Fabulous. So I want to break down the science behind this for the ones who are looking at it. So what she's actually doing in saying there's swelling early morning is 1, water retention, 2, the lymphatic fluid which is retained and come out of your lymph channels. So you need to get them back into the lymphatics, which is like little veins in your body, which will take back the fluid to your heart.
Yes.
You need to get them back into that, get them back into those nodes which are here, and bring them back into your underarms, and that then goes back to the heart. Now, how this works is by massage, like she rightly said. So you could massage with your hands, you could use your cupping to drive them back because that has a little suction in it, so it drives the liquid. It kind of gives direction to the liquid to pass. So it's like that. Or you could use your rollers and your gua shas, but you have to make sure an expert uses it. Number 1. 2, the pressure that you're using in the cupping or the
Or-
pressure with the stone has to be good. I have had people come
With
back.
bruises.
Exactly. Come back with bruises.
Because they overdo it. They don't know when
and
to stop.
somebody has told them on an Insta or somewhere that you can
Social
get
media.
sharp jaw, social media, that you can get a sharp jawline just using. You can't get anything like that.
No.
All you can do is drive away that excess fluid,
Yes.
drive away the lymphatics back into their channels, and to kind of reduce the swelling, the
puffiness.
inflammation, the puffiness of your face, and that's all is what it does. So you could do it with or without makeup every morning to yourself to make sure your skin is fantastic. It also reduces the chronic inflammation on your skin, because literally day to day you're driving off those inflammatory substances back into where they belong.
Yes.
So that's a beautiful thing that you do to start and prep the makeup.
And I think most people, when I come to get them ready, they're like, oh, we're so happy you're here because you're going to get a face massage. So I do a good 15 to 20 minutes face massage. I do the entire face. I go all the way down the neck into the chest area, basically like a lymphatic drainage. And then I actually remove all that oil or cream off the face with my microfiber towel. And then I go in with a proper skin prep. So then I will do simple. I don't use 20 serums. I just use a moisturizer depending on your skin type. So for oily skin, combination skin, dry skin, an eye cream, which is very essential because it will not accentuate the under eye lines, and a lip balm, like a nice lip mask. And that's it. I allow it to sit for 5 to 7 minutes and then I start my makeup application.
Fab. So this, I think, is a great lesson coming from Namrata Soni. So now the other thing that I also wanted to ask you is, I should have asked you this in the previous section, but never mind. What happens to these people who, even young children I see now coming with puffy eyes, and there is dark circles. So what they do is try and put too much concealer there. And you must know, when you dab, irritate it to the sponge again and again, the puffiness is only going to get worse.
Yes.
Because instead of draining that fluid, you're actually bringing it there because you're irritating that space. How do you then tackle it? What's your advice to say, how do you tackle the dark circles and puffiness without making it more puffy?
Face massage,
Yeah.
especially the cupping under the eyes. But again, make sure if you don't know how to do it from a professional or learn how to do it for yourself. But I love eye masks. I love those under eye masks. That's one of, while I'm doing, the rest, what I land up doing, if I'm doing like dark smoky eyes or colorful eyes, I land up putting an eye mask. I finish the eye makeup on top, remove it, any excess fallen product I remove, and then I again do skincare and start, because that really soothes the under eyes. It puts deep hydration into the under eyes. And I don't need to put too much of corrector and concealer, because your under eyes are very beautifully hydrated. But what people need to remember, at least you tell me if I'm wrong, whenever I've used an eye mask and I just go in, I massage it, and then I do corrector and concealer or foundation, it starts peeling off. So I've experienced that I need to remove that product.
True.
I mean, massage it in, but
And
then
then get it
remove
off.
the excess, go in with an eye cream, and then continue with my makeup. Is there some ingredient in it which is just allowing it to peel off?
It's just because any mask is a more heavier product.
Yes.
And it's meant to sit and meant to be removed.
Correct.
But if you put it in there, you can't then layer one on top of the other. It just gets too heavy and too thick.
Exactly.
So if you remove it, like you said, it's done its job.
Yeah.
And then you just need a cream. Otherwise, you're again caking it, and eventually it'll look bad, it'll peel, you'll form lines under it.
And the same thing happens when you use a full face sheet mask also, right?
Yeah.
There's too much product.
Yes.
Like I've experienced that. Like when I put that and then I immediately start skin work, like makeup, like it looks like you're actually peeling off, your skin is peeling off.
One, and two, like you rightly said initially, I've seen a lot of makeup artists put a lot of skincare before they start the makeup. It's just clogging your skin unnecessarily, and then you're putting 10 other layers on top. It just doesn't come out well.
Yeah.
This could be a brilliant idea. Where people do ask me, then what do I do? My skin is dry, and I'm always wondering, what do they do? But I think this is the aha moment for me, where you do all the skincare just before your makeup. So the skin is soaking in, hydrating, and you gently just even use a little bit of water or
I just use damp tissue paper.
Damp tissue, damp
Literally.
sponge, clean one, and just wipe it off. So you're not ripping it away. You're there, skin has soaked it in, it's happy now. And then you start with your makeup.
I think you only told me this. I remember when I used to come, when I come to you regularly, you used to always tell me that after you washed your face, I think it's because of you, I actually stopped using a face wash. I don't personally prefer face washes, but you said that if it doesn't work for you, just stop using a face wash,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So I just splash my face with lots and lots and lots of cold water, like normal water. And then I literally just use you put me on it, a niacinamide 10% serum. You know, I just press that. And I remember when I first came to you, you said, press the product into your skin. Don't like massage it into your skin. You don't need to. You know, a lot of people are just going on and on and on. I'm like, but where's the product? It's not even there after
On your
it's gone.
palms.
Exactly. So like you showed me how to like press the skincare into the product so it actually goes into your pores. You know, so my question to you is, if I have this problem a lot when I've got somebody who's got lots of acne, sitting like the younger generation, you know, when they're hormonal and they're going through acne, what do you think would be the right skincare, like before makeup, for me to use, which is not going to separate the makeup?
Oh, lovely question.
Because a lot of times they have like, you know, those medicated creams and they separate the makeup.
Yeah. So that happens because all the acne medicated creams are either acidic, they're pungent on the skin basically, and they irritate the skin. So whether it is a salicylic acid, which is commonly your BHA, or even the softer AHAs, or your tretinoins and the retinols, or the benzoyl peroxide. Now, these are the only few things that happens for acne. Whatever any one of these are used, they end up getting really dry. And most people think that while they have acne and oily skin, they should not use a cream, which is a big myth. You need that cream because skin also works on a feedback mechanism. You keep it too dry, which is meant to be oily, it'll say, oh, what's happening to me? And it'll secrete more oil.
Exactly.
So you use your moisturizer for you to prep, so you don't go to a Namrata Soni and wonder, oh, what happened to my skin? Because she's not going to be able to prep it that day. So start prepping it at least 3-4 days before with a little bit of a moisturizer, which you should do all your life. But I'm saying at least when you know there's something happening and your skin's already ripping, start doing a good moisturizer. On the day of the makeup, you could use the mist that you said is a beautiful idea to do. Put the mist, allow it to settle for some time. Then you use a lotion. Only thing that maybe you shouldn't be doing because they are already inflamed and infected is massaging.
I don't.
So
When I have acne-prone skin, I don't massage.
So you just
I don't even do cupping.
Just probably just with your fingers, just tapping it very gently so that it soaks in. And then you can again wipe it off. So with that, the dead skin, which is around each acne sometimes because they put some spot cream, will end up neatly coming out in those wet cotton if you just wipe that out.
And I think a lot of people don't realize that, you know. So like when the biggest issue that I have is when clients come with, you know, they've got these 10 medicated creams that they've applied on their skin. And I'm like, listen, I need to remove it because it is not going to work with the concealers and foundations because it's got certain ingredients in it, which is going to counteract with the ingredients of my concealers and foundations. So you're going to land up, like you said, have patchy concealer and patchy foundation work happening, especially around the nose area. You know, like if you have a pimple here or a pimple there, it just becomes like dry patches. So how do you explain that to someone who is sitting on the chair that, okay, you've got this issue and I get this question. My dermatologist said that I have to use this under makeup.
No. You tell them, for today, I'm the magician. Did she do it? No. There is still acne on your face. For today, I'm the magician. So the whole thing is, it's important. Yes, please go back and use whatever your dermatologist told you over the night, the next night or whatever. But for that night, for that canvas to be even, it has to be also evenly hydrated. So even tone she can achieve, but hydration to achieve or texture difference to achieve with the makeup becomes very difficult. We'll get there and pick her brains on that. But for now, a mist, a light serum, light moisturizer, and wipe it away with wet cotton so that loosens the dead skin there and comes off is a great prep. That's number one. And the acne cream can be used that night when you go back home.
Exactly. That's what I keep telling them, that you don't have to keep on and on applying it before you come in the morning. Come with absolutely clean skin so that I have
even the previous night, don't apply. In fact, if you have a big day,
that's good.
Please avoid it for 2 nights only, those harsh creams. Oral medications can still be kept on. Don't use the creams for 2 nights because nothing is going to happen.
I learned something new today. I didn't know that. I didn't know that you should not apply it.
You should
the night before. Okay.
When you obviously get their pictures before and you see them before and all that, right? If you see them, you say 2 days before that, only sunscreen, moisturizer, and even the cleanser, if they've given you acidic cleansers, switch to a regular normal cleanser.
And what is the difference between an acidic and a regular
So
normal
usually if
cleanser?
you have an acne prone skin,
Mhm.
you may have an oily skin. Not
Yeah.
that a dry skin can't have acne,
Yeah,
but usually
yeah.
this is a combination.
Mhm.
So most of them either use anything natural and mild, from a tea tree oil cleanser
Ah.
to a salicylic acid cleanser to a benzoyl peroxide cleanser, all of that super dry your skin.
Strip it out of all the
So
natural
you
oils.
don't want to do that for at least 2 nights before your makeup. So skin starts to repair and the barrier starts to become better. In fact, when the makeup is put on that, it's already put on a good barrier instead of a barrier which is damaged.
Exactly.
You don't want to do that. Yeah, because maybe not everyone can get a Namrata Soni. So you may be going to other makeup artists who you don't know or may not know what is the product used, what is your applicator used. So you may want to just make sure your barrier is intact. You've
Exactly.
done your job. So net, there are only two things they need to remember. One, make sure your skin barrier is repaired. So therefore, the 2 days before you start your makeup, it's kind of hydrated. All your active creams for acne is stopped. So you're not injuring, irritating the skin barrier even more. And on the day of the makeup, not everyone may get an Namrata Soni. So you need to make sure your makeup artist has the right makeup with them and all the applicators are disposable. Very, very, very important. So you're not reinfecting or infecting your acne prone skin where the barrier is now compromised. So it's very important for you. On the day, just allow the makeup artist to hydrate you really well. You could take your skincare with you. That's a good idea. If you have the right moisturizer, which doesn't make you break out, you have the right mist or right serum, which your doctor has given, take that along with you. But a treatment cream should be avoided for that day.
I always tell my clients, whoever I'm working with, especially brides, that you need to start your skincare 6 months minimum with the
Yes.
dermatologist before your wedding, because you're not going to see a miraculous change in 2 months.
Yeah.
It takes a minimum of 3 to 4 months to see your skin change that way.
Yes.
And I always tell them, I'm my first recommend, I got to go to Dr. Rashmi Shetty. And I'm like, just go and start a skincare regime with her, which will allow your skin. That's half my battle won.
Yeah.
Honestly, when I have someone with decent to good skin sitting on my chair, that's half my battle won as a makeup
Yeah.
artist, to make sure that they look flawless on their big day.
Yeah, that's so true. Now, with all the makeup on, the most important thing, like initially I said, there are 3 things that I'm always worried about. It's not the makeup that can harm your skin, it's what's in your makeup, it's what your applicator is, and thirdly, how do you remove it at the end of the day? So, how does the makeup artist who has no time to breathe and works on so many people, what's your tips on clean removing the makeup?
Oh my God. So I use a microfiber towel.
And I love it. Remember, you sent it to me when you launched it. I love it, and it's so easy.
It's very easy. But
Just-
what I think what people need to remember is that if you're wearing a lot of eye makeup, like heavy eye makeup, use an eye makeup remover on the towel. It just is a little softer around the eye area. Otherwise, just warm water, wet the
In the
towel,
towel.
squeeze out the extra, keep it on the face for a good 60 seconds to like basically, dissolve the makeup and
Emulsify
just
it.
gently wipe it. I do a double cleanse always. So one side I used to remove all my makeup, and then the other side I just go back in and I remove it again to make sure that there is nothing. But if I've got lots of mascara, lots of kajal, I always use a makeup remover on it. And then immediately after that, I do my skin prep. After 5 minutes, I allow my skin to breathe. And then I do my skin prep again immediately.
Lovely. Having said that, couple more things. Whatever you use, whether the microfiber
Yeah.
fabric that you use, or just a micellar water,
Yeah.
or maybe a
Yeah.
conventional makeup removing cream, what's important to apply it, work with it, and leave it for 2 minutes.
Exactly.
Because that has to break the bonds in your makeup.
Exactly. People just
emulsify it.
take it and they start rubbing and pulling. That's what I'm saying. Like, just keep whatever you're using, just keep it for 60 seconds to 90 seconds. Allow it to disintegrate the makeup.
Yes.
Allow it to break the bonds of the makeup. And then when you wipe it, you'll see you're going to do one swipe over going back again and again, which is going to be harming
Irritating.
your skin in the long run.
So also a good idea would be removing the intensely colored makeup first, like she
Exactly.
says, eye and the lips. So you got them out of the way.
Wait.
And then you end up using the next. And
Yes.
one swipe is the key, what she said.
Yeah.
Because you go over and over again, you are irritating an already irritated skin.
Yeah.
So just let it be, and then just let the skin be for
Yeah,
5-10 minutes or
exactly.
half an hour. then get back and put your skincare,
Skincare.
mostly simply hydrating back.
Yes.
Because no matter how good the makeup is, makeup, light, and simply the ambient humidity and temperature robs the skin of its essential
completely.
moisture, isn't it?
Yes,
So then to
always.
put them back at night, something calming and soothing again, don't jump into actives.
No,
Something calming and soothing for that night is the best thing to do.
I agree.
One last question I have, which to me is the make or break of a face, is the eyebrow.
Eyebrows are the framework to your face.
Yes. So tell me how, and that too today, everybody is doing that microblading, right? So it's like a dark black
Nanoblading,
set,
microblading.
whatever blading, it's all the same thing, tattooing in different names. So just tell me, what do you then do to those eyebrows? Number one. Two, which kind of face and what eyebrow?
Okay.
What goes flat? What goes as an arch? What goes as a whatever?
So you are born with the eyebrows that are actually meant for your face.
Mm-mm.
Okay, a lot of people don't realize that. You just need to enhance the shape of it. So when you say you have a long face, so like basically your face shape is really long. What is, like I said, eyebrows are the framework to your face. So you need eyebrows that are just a straight arch. So they cut your face.
The length,
Okay, the length
illusionally,
of your face, the illusion is softer.
Yeah.
When you have a heart-shaped face, right, you need arched brows. When you have an oval face, which is perfect, oval diamond, you can go in for a soft arched brow. So now where does your eyebrow stop? Where does it start? Where does it stop? Where should it all be? Basically, yes. So basically, from the edge of your nose going straight up is where your eyebrows should start. From the edge of your nose going through the center of your eyeball is where your arch should be. And from the edge of your nose to the edge of your eye is where your eyebrow should stop.
End. Yeah.
Okay, your eyebrow should always be light, medium to darkest on the outer sides. When you put too much color in the inner part of your eyebrows, it looks like you're frowning.
Oh.
So it should be beautiful feathered light, then go into slightly more medium darkness, and the darkest part of your eyebrow should be the end of your eyebrows that create the framework and the shape to your face.
This is interesting.
A lot of people go very dark here and then they start going light, light, light. But it just depends. And a lot of times only fill in the gaps. You don't need to fill in an eyebrow and make it look fake. So just brush your eyebrows downwards. See the shape that's coming. So do you need to fill in to get a slightly sharper shape? Fill it in with a pencil or a powder, then brush it up at a 45-degree angle, and you will then see that there's very little filling left for you to do.
Wow. So interesting. One day we should sit down and do.
We've been planning this for a
Isn't
very long
it?
time. It's not
An
happened.
episode where we
It's
say,
not happened.
how
It's
do
not
I
happened.
pick the eyebrow
Yeah.
with my injectables
Yes.
and how do you do it with
Yes,
your
I think we
brush?
should do that. It'll be
should.
so interesting.
How, you were saying about the perspective.
Yeah.
So it's like that. When I look at a broad face
Yeah.
and then people come trying to take away this line,
Yeah.
they end up filling here, making it even more
Even
broad
more
like this,
broader.
which is so wrong.
It is.
Adds the age and in fact shifts the eye like this when you're making it broad.
Exactly.
So the idea with the broad face, when you still want a cheek enhancement, is bringing it more medially.
Yes.
So the light now reflects from here rather than here. So illusionally, I'm making your face look narrow.
Exactly. That's what you do with makeup, right?
Yeah,
It's an
all this is
illusion. We are
illusions.
creating, so you need to understand your eyebrow shape for your
Yeah.
face. You need to understand what kind of eyes you have. Do you have downturned eyes? Do you have small eyes? Do you have wide eyes? Do you have almond-shaped eyes? Do you have hooded eyes? Do you have monolid eyes? People can have a combination of 2-3 different kinds of eye shapes. So
Yeah.
you need to understand that, okay, if I have heavy hooded eyes, what's the kind of eyeliner that suits me? The same eyeliner that I do on someone who has an almond shaped eye will not look the same or will not complement someone who has hooded eyes.
Yeah.
You know, the eyebrow shape matters so much. Where your eyebrows start. How arched should it be? Should it be a soft arch? Should it be rounded?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you have a sharp jawline, should you have arched brows? No,
No,
because
it's
it's going to
contradictory,
accentuate
yeah.
the sharpness
Yeah.
of your face. So people who have square faces have soft, round eyebrows because it creates that illusion of softer lines across your face instead of sharp jawlines and sharp cheekbones. So that eyebrow just softens everything.
So do you know I can manipulate all this with just Botox?
Of course, I know. I mean, at the end of it, I think makeup artists are going to become non-existent because you are a
No.
genius. I swear to God, when people come to me and they're like, "Oh, we want to get fillers or Botox," and they're like, "Who should we go to?" And I swear, I'm like, Dr. Rashmi. I said, aesthetically, I said nobody does it better than
Oh,
her.
thank you.
In this country, nobody does it better than
Thank
you.
you.
But of course, people mess up. They will go
Yeah.
to their own dermats. They
And then
will
come
do the
right back.
experimentation. And then they will have those horrible dips here with
Yeah.
swelling here. And I'm like, why are you doing that? Just go to someone who's studied faces for so long,
Yeah.
who understands face structure for
Aesthetics.
so long, that will be able to do it correctly. But not
Thank
everybody
you.
understands that, honestly.
Yeah.
Like I'm still working up the nerve to come into my lips.
I know. That's been happening for over 10 years now.
I'm working
Today,
up the
tomorrow,
nerve.
next month. Yeah.
Because I know for a fact that if I do my lips and I come back, my husband is going to look at me and say, "What have you done?" Because so I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still working up the nerve. I'm still working up the nerve.
Someday.
Yeah, someday.
No, thank you so much. This conversation can just go on and on.
It
This is so
does, it
beautiful.
can.
But I just want to ask you one last thing. You know, with all these advertisements and
Yes.
everybody, portraying, if not anything, Korean skin, fair skin, a certain type of face, what are the brides today and the young kids today coming and asking you for? What's the ask, and how do you subtly tell them beautiful may not be these knobs?
Oh my God, it's very hard actually because as a makeup artist, especially when your clients come in, they show you very unrealistic videos and images of how they want to look,
Yeah.
like glass skin, dewy, wet skin, which I still don't understand.
But you can do it on the actresses. Why can't you do it on me? This is a question I always ask. How come that one became like that?
Because when you're working on an actor, you're working in a very controlled environment. You're working in an AC studio. You're working on a set which is it's temperature controlled. Now, if I want to make your skin look like glass and I want to make it look dewy and wet, I can't do that and expect you to go for a brunch and for it to last.
Yeah.
I need to do it when I know for a fact that you're going to be from an AC room, you're going into an AC ballroom. I can do what you want. But if you're going to have aunties and moms come and kiss you on your cheek, it's not going
Not
to last.
happening.
So I always have to explain that to my client. And I think it's becoming a lot better than what it was
Isn't
before, is skin color.
Hmm.
I've always believed that dark, dusky skin is the most beautiful skin.
Yeah.
The color that you get, the colors that show on those skin tones are beautiful. And I still have, not as much as I did before, but I still have a few people who will come and tell me, "Can you please make me look white?" So I always tell them, "You mean brighter,
Yeah.
not whiter?" So I always will explain to them that I can make you look brighter. That means I'm not going to make your skin tone and your foundation color 5 shades lighter. I'm going to accentuate the right parts of your face. So your T-zone, your under eyes, basically the inverted V, the inverted triangle, I can make that look brighter and everything else goes in slightly more darker so that your face looks like it's
And maybe more even toned. Many a times it's just
Exactly.
even toned.
But a lot of them don't like bronzers or contour because they think, oh, we're adding brown lines to their face. They don't understand that it's all part of making their face and the
Contouring.
structure stand out better.
Yeah.
So we still have a lot of clients. I'm sure if you ask any makeup artist that, like they want to look a certain way. They want to look fairer. They want to look the unrealistic expectations of glass skin still exist. And honestly, you then need to have an amazing skincare regime, and no kind of acne or pores to be able to have that kind of skin on camera, which is unrealistic. Today, even with what we have, like amazing cameras and amazing lighting, can make your skin look awesome.
Yeah.
So people think that, oh my God, look at that actress. She has flawless skin. She actually might not have flawless skin, but it's just the beautiful lighting and the makeup that's done under it that makes it look that way. So you also need to trust your makeup artist. So I will always tell my client, listen, I will do and make you look like the best version of yourself. I will give you dewy, soft skin, but I cannot give you glass skin. It doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Unless I'm putting a mask on my face and I'm leaving that on, it's not possible.
Yeah. What led you to makeup?
Oh my God, I have no idea. I still don't remember how I got into it. I was in college. I came back. I was in Jahind. My mom said, I'm sorry, but you're not going to sit at home and do nothing after college. So I started assisting Colleen Khan, who was a very big hairstylist.
Course.
And she told me, like, why don't you go and do like a grooming course for yourself and just enjoy it? I went, I did a course with Mavi Beck, who's one of my favorites. At that point, she was my favorite. And I loved what I did. And I was a tomboy. I still don't wear makeup. It's very minimal for me.
I know.
So I loved it. And then I just went and I studied further. I went to different countries. I enhanced my education. And I loved what I did. I actually wanted to be a prosthetic makeup artist. I didn't want to be a beauty makeup artist. So I wanted to make creatures.
Beauty industry will miss you. Don't.
No, but when I came back to India, that didn't exist that much in our country. Today, it's become very popular. But 24 years ago, there was no prosthetic work that was being done. So I had to choose and get into the beauty line, even though, and I'm very glad that I did. I love what I do. I love that I put a smile on someone's face and give them so much of confidence when they walk out of a room.
Yeah.
A lipstick can change the way you look. A good haircut can change the way you look. A blow dry can give you so much confidence when you step out.
So therefore, I'm calling her the magician, because a lot of people come to me and say, oh, it's been 3 days, my hair hasn't stopped falling. Or it's been 4 days, my skin has not cleared up. I'm like, no, that's me. I will take time. It has to heal. Yeah. But here is a magician. If you want something like that changing, this is who you need to go to.
I kind of agree, but I also feel skincare and makeup are hand in hand.
Yes, always.
And for me, I always recommend my clients to a good skincare doctor, because without that,
no point.
No, my job is very difficult.
So if I need to find a makeup artist for, let's say, my big day, give me 3 tips to identify a good makeup artist.
Their style of makeup. Okay. What does it match who you are, your personality? Understand what they do. Social media is very deceiving. What you see is not what you're actually going to get. Okay, so understand the products they're using. You don't have to ask for a list, but you can ask whether they do, what kind of products would they. So I meet my clients all the time. I will meet them. I'll have a conversation with them. I'll have a meeting with them. I'll understand their skin type. I'll see it in front of me and I'll say, okay, you need to go to a dermat. You have 7 months left, 8 months left. Go to a dermat, sort out your skin. Understand the products your makeup artist is going to use for you. Understand the kind of makeup they do. That's their technique. Are they airbrushing? Are they doing hand foundation? Are they doing liquid foundation? Are they doing cream foundation? What works for you better from your skin perspective? And trust them.
Is it okay to ask for a trial?
Yes, of course it's okay to ask for a trial. It's up to them if they want to give it to you or not.
Okay.
They don't always have to give it. There are some makeup artists who don't give trials.
Okay.
And there's some makeup artists who do. And most makeup artists will give you a trial. And it's good because you need to know, but also choose those 1 or 2 people who you really want to work with and just get trials with 2 or 3 people. Don't get it from 7, 8 people. It's only going to confuse you.
Yeah.
And every makeup artist is trained to create a no makeup look, to a glamorous look, to an avant-garde look. So they will be able to give you whatever you want. So don't say that, okay, this makeup artist only does no makeup, so we can only work with her. This makeup artist only does avant-garde, so I want only her. Give your makeup artist that trust to be able to create whatever you need for you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I wish every morning I can afford you.
And I wish every day I could afford you. Wake up with like a beautiful facial.
Beautiful skin.
I want to do it for myself.
Yeah, exactly. So this has been such a wonderful conversation.
Yes,
thank you so much. And I hope all of you got a lot of points to take home, from concealing your little acne to that dark circle which has bothered you, to choosing the best one for your biggest day. We've tried and covered everything. More questions, keep flowing them in. Thank you so much for being there. And thank you, Upasana Shetty, for conceptualizing and putting this whole thing together. If you didn't do it, I wouldn't be today doing this in front of the camera.
Thank you for having me.
Namrata, we just went on and tried to take a look at a few of your iconic looks. I don't know if it's iconic because everything looks iconic to me. Just picked a few looks. I'd like to just discuss some with you. So here's Kajol with her red lipstick.
Yes.
Firstly, when we try to do it at home, the red never seems to be proper for the skin shade, number 1. 2, The red seems to crack a lot more than any other color on my lips. 3, I see a lot of people when they wear dark lips, the inner part of the lip, the color is gone. So it looks so funny. So please, expert tips.
Okay, so there's a red out there for everyone. You need to find the red for your skin type, your skin tone.
Oh.
So if you are a warm undertone, again, it depends on your undertone. If you're a warm undertone, any red with a little bit of orangey undertone to it, like an orangey red, will look beautiful on your skin. If you are a cool undertone, you need a red with a purplish blue, like a wine color, like a wine red. Those are the colors that look really beautiful on you. And if you're neutral, you can wear both. If you are someone who has a lot of lines on your lips or cracks, use a lipstick primer. You get beautiful lipstick primers today. They help in making the lipstick last longer, and they help in not letting them go in between those pesky little lines and cracks that irritate you. When you're doing a red lip, always do a red lip liner. Create your lip shape, fill it up with the lip liner, and then apply a lipstick. Like you said, red, any dark color has a tendency of going away from that inner part because of the saliva.
Yeah.
So you need to start using, either use a formulation, even if you use a creamy formulation or a hydrating formulation or a sheer, it will happen when you eat or drink, or if you just keep doing that. So just keep touching it up. When you're, especially if you're smiling, just give a soft smile, not like a big smile where everything shows. But remember, hydrate your lips. So like before makeup, like just before you're starting makeup, put a nice lip mask. Allow it to really moisturize your lips, and then follow these steps and you'll be fine.
And now we have Sonam with her no makeup look, which you do many, many times. And she's been generous enough and kind enough to come up on camera many times and say she's got dark circles. She's not a flawless skin person. So how do you then cover her makeup but still looks like nothing has been done? I know we did that section in detail, but could you just give us that one tip to make it last?
Color correction and setting it with a good powder.
Okay, lovely. Now, kajal. This is such a beautiful makeup you've done on Rani with a lot of kajal.
Yeah.
3 things that I want to ask you. 1, kajal seems to bleed always. 2, sometimes you try a smoky eye thing or put a kajal on top, kajal on down, then you start looking like the ghost hit you. So how do you actually put a lot of color and still make it look neat?
Okay, so what you need to remember is if your kajal bleeds a lot, that's because you have watery eyes or you have very oily eyelids, and the skin around your eyes are sweaty or oily. So fix it. So before you start your kajal, just put a little bit of loose translucent powder or compact powder around your eye area. Do your kajal. Even if it bleeds, it goes and sits on that compact powder or loose powder. It's not going to show. It's just there to keep that kajal in place, especially if you're the kind of person who likes that kohl look, which is only in the waterline. This is your waterline. A lot of people like to put it only there. If you're someone who has extremely oily, sweaty eyes, put the kajal and blend it a little bit underneath your lashes, up and down, with a little bit of black or brown eyeshadow.
Wow.
It stays put. Even if your kajal is leaking or like it's coming down, it goes and sits on that powder and you will not have owl eyes. Okay. The next thing, what you need to remember, like you said, you want that intense kajal look, but you're scared to do it because it goes everywhere. Do something called tight lining. Okay. So basically you take your kajal and you go very deep. So you lift your eye and you go inside the waterline on top, inside the waterline here, whatever has smudged, take a pencil brush and blend it very close to your lash line. So you get a beautiful, it's uneven, but you won't see that line. There'll be a beautiful line on top and underneath with the intensity of kajal, which gives you a cool look, but it's not like a crazy dark smoky kajal, which has gone everywhere.
And Indians with a lot of dark lips want to wear light lipstick. But then in some time, you start seeing the lip looking uneven, or at least the dark outline seems to pop. Dark corner of the mouth seems to pop. How do I, with a dark brown lip or a two-tone lip, manage to... Oh, that's 2 questions. So how do I, with a two-tone lip, try and get one color when I'm using light lipstick? And when I have a dark lip, how do I keep the light lipstick on without the dark borders being shown?
Okay, so the first question, use a full coverage lip liner. That's very, very important when you have a two-tone lip. Okay, so a lip liner, so say you're wearing a pink lip or a red lip. I would say pink more than red, like a neutral
Nude,
tone,
yeah.
like beautiful peaches, pinks, browns. Wear a lip liner which gives you full coverage. When I mean full coverage is you line your lips and you fill it up completely with your lip liner.
Okay.
That means all over, like how you would wear a lipstick. Then take a tissue paper, take it off the excess and apply your lipstick. You will get an even lipstick up and down. Now, if you have discoloration around your lips, you need to do color corrector concealer and you need to go into your lip with that color corrector and concealer. So not just around your lips, you go slightly into your lips, powder it well, create an entire your lip shape. It doesn't have to be a fake lip shape with a full coverage lip liner again, and then go in with a full coverage lipstick.
Fantastic. Thank you. Now to the last but the most important, the bride look. So I see a lot of different brides. Now this Atiya's makeup that you did looked like nothing at all.
Yeah.
Wow, she doesn't even have an intense kajal or a lip eyeliner. And lip, nothing. It looks like nothing at all. That's so beautiful. Where the other makeup look I'm seeing here is beautifully all drawn in, like the quintessential bride.
Yes.
So how do you choose the look? Do they choose the look? Do you tell them what may look good on them? Do you help them with the choice?
Yes, of course. I think every bride will always ask for the makeup artist's opinion. But also it depends on what they're wearing and what their personality is. Someone like an Atya, she's stunning. She barely needs makeup. She has the most beautiful skin. It's literally like peaches and cream. And she's not someone who likes to wear too much makeup. And she was wearing this beautiful, soft salmon pink Anamika Khanna, like a baby, softer than a baby pink. And she wanted it to look like she was not wearing makeup, but enhanced features. So we just use soft colors like metallic bronzes around the eye to like give it a little bit of definition, but not make it look like too much. I used cluster lashes just to enhance the lashes instead of putting layers and layers and layers of mascara, and a soft cream blush and a beautiful soft pink lip. Again, very balmy, very soft. I did do full coverage. That is because it was a long day for her. I did do a proper concealer foundation, but again, meant for her skin type. So I kept it very minimal, powdered it really well. I brought all that dewiness back with my finishing. So that means with my a cream blush, my cream highlighter, and a little bit of dewiness on the lips with a little bit of balm.
So, and Sonam's, how did you go about that?
She was wearing this, it was a mehndi look. She was wearing this beautiful Abu Sandeep outfit, and we had done these gorgeous flowers in the hair. But she's also someone who loves a quintessential, beautiful winged liner. And this was the look that we wanted to do the liner for, because for her wedding look, we kept it very minimal, just a stained red lip. So for this, we wanted the eyes to be the focus, but in the right way. So I did a beautiful soft brown eyeshadow, a beautiful winged liner with corner lashes. It just accentuated the eyes because she was wearing all white. So we didn't want the face to get lost with all of that, which is why, and she's someone who can carry off anything, literally. So that was, and I think she kind of always wanted to do different looks for different functions, which we landed up doing.
Amazing.
It was one of my favorite looks. Yes.
Thank you so very much. This episode, like I say, can go on and on and on. Makeup is every girl's fantasy, mine too. Makes you feel very girly and happy and beautiful, isn't it?
It gives you so much confidence.
Yeah.
Just the right liner, the right lipstick.
Yeah.
Just like for me, the minute I wear blush, I feel like, okay, I'm looking amazing. I don't care about anything. It just adds that level of confidence for you.
Thank you. Thank you so very much.